Hello everyone, my name is Anita CS, first year MBA from Maharani Women's Commerce and Management College. I am here to explain you all about Baumol sales revenue maximization theory with advertisement cost. First of all, let's know about the Baumols. The full name of the Baumol is William Jack Baumol. He is from American economist and also he is the professor of New York University. In his book Behavior, Value and Growth in 1967 has propounded a theory of sales maximization. The primary objective of the firm is to maximize the sales, producing more by keeping low price and investing in advertisement. The production will be more and keeping the low price and investing it in advertisement, and that is why this goal is also referred to as sales maximization goal. According to this theory, once profit reach acceptable level, the goal of the firm become maximization of the sales rather than the maximization of profit. In this words of Baumol, the sales maximization goal says that managers of firms seeks to maximize their sales revenue object to the constraints of learning a satisfactory profits. Here, the Baumel's taken the two models to explain his model, that is a static model and dynamic model. Let's know about the static model, which means it assumes that there is no change in an economy. Actually, Baumel's model is related with the American firms. The American firms which are involved in business by this study only, he explained his model. The static model related with an assumption that there is no change in the process of an economy. And as I said, the static means there is no change in an economy, and the dynamic means it refers to as the model which considers the changes in an economy. And under static model, we know that the market situation of oligopolistic, which means in oligopolistic there are few sellers in the market. They are doing business with identical product. There may be a possibility of different products, even though that products are having same quality. For example, in mobile industry, there are so many firms are there in India, like Nokia, Samsung. All these are some examples for mobile. He has explained his model with single product, which means the same type of products, and also with multiple product, which means the firm can sell different type of product. In single product model with advertisement, Baumol took some more assumption for his model, that is there is a single period time origin of the firm, and also the firm aims at maximizing its total sales revenue in the long run object to profit constraints. The firm is oligopolistic, whose cost curve is U-shaped and the demand curve is downward sloping. Its total cost and revenue curves are also of the conventional type, and the firm's minimum profit constraint is set competitively in terms of current market value of its shares. Price of the product is assumed as constant. The sales revenue increases with the advertising expenditure. That is, we can explain it and equation, that is delta R divided by delta A is greater than 0, where we know that E is the advertising expenditure. The change in delta R means the change in revenue, and the change in sales revenue, and change in advertising expenditure is always greater than 0. The production cost is independent of advertisement. For simplifying, however, he recognizes that this is an unrealistic assumption. These are all the assumptions took by Baumol's in a single product model. Here, the model with advertisement he explained with an example, with his assumption, that is figure show. Here we have the figure of sales revenue maximization with advertisements. The Baumol has further shown that the profit constraints and the sales maximization is also effective in advertising and thereby increases the firm's revenue. Here, sales maximization also affect in advertising and thereby increases the firm's revenue. Baumol has in figure expenditure on advertising is taken on the horizontal axis and the total revenue, cost and profit on the vertical axis, where TR is the total revenue curve and the ADC is the advertising cost, which is taken in 45-degree line. By adding a fixed amount of other cost equal to OC to the ADC curve, we get the total cost curve, that is TC. Here production cost OC are assumed independent of advertising cost. TP is the total profit curve, which is the difference of the TR curve and the TC curve, where we can call it as TP is equal to TR minus TC. And also MP is the minimum profit constraints line. And the profit maximization firm, here we can see the profit maximization firm will spend OQ on advertising and its total revenue will be OS, which is equal to OA. Here we have in the graph OS is equal to QA, which is they are same, equal. On the other hand, given the profit constraints MP, the sales maximization firm will spend OD on advertising and earn OT, which is equal to DE, as the total revenue. Thus, the sales maximization firm spends more on advertising, that is OD, and that the profit maximization firm OQ. We can see here that OD is greater than OA and also earns higher revenue, that is DE. Then the later QA, DE is also greater than QA at the profit constraints MP. Thus, it will always pay the sales maximize to increase his advertising outlay until he is stopped by the profit constraints. Here, for Baumol's theory, some of them criticize his model. Let's see the criticism of Baumol's model. That is, one of them are Rosenberg. Rosenberg has criticized the use of the profit constraints for sales maximization. by Baumol. Rosenberg has said that it is difficult to specify exactly the relevant profit constraints for a firm. It is very difficult to choose the sales maximization and minimum profit constraints in Baumol's model. And another one, as Rosenberg is Hawkins has also shown that Baumol's conclusion that a sales maximizer will in general produce and advertise more than a profit maximizer is invalid. Another weakness of this model is that it ignores the independency of the price of oligopolistic firm. In the case of multi-product, Baumol has argued that a revenue and profit maximization yield the same result, but Williamson has also shown that sales maximization yields different results from profit maximization. Another weakness of this model is that ignores the independence of price of oligopolistic firm. The model fails to explain observed market situation in which price are kept of considerable time periods in the large inelastic demand. Here we have the conclusion for Baumol's model. The Baumol claims that because in his model output will be a larger than the output of the profit maximizer, the sales maximization hypothesis implies a lower degree of misallocation of resources and hence an increase in the welfare of the society. This claims is not necessarily true. The whole argument rests on the shape of the demand and cost curve as well as on the way by which one measures the society optimal output. Thus, Baumol claims that his resolution is preferable from the society's welfare point of view is not necessarily valid. He taken the assumption and took his experiment as a took his experimental in the model, and it's not valid as a true. This is claim is not necessarily true. Thank you.